Welcome back to Auto Paint. In today's video, we're working on this elegant Mercedes-Benz C200 in metallic silver. The car is fully masked and prepped, and over the next few minutes, I'll be showing you how to apply clear coat step by step, the professional way. When it comes to painting, preparation is everything. Right now, you can see the car is carefully masked, every edge sealed, and the panels ready for coating. This stage is critical because a clean, controlled environment is the foundation of a flawless finish. Metallic silver is one of those colors that really comes alive under clear coat. The reflective flakes inside the base coat will pop and shine once the clear is applied, giving the car depth and that signature wet look. That's what makes this project so exciting to share with you. Throughout this video, I'll break down each step, gun setup, spraying technique, and layering, to help you get a smooth, glassy finish without runs or orange peel. Whether you're new to painting or improving your skills, you'll find tips here that you can apply to your own projects. So before we start spraying, take a good look at the car in its current state. This is the preparation stage, masked, clean, and ready. In just a little while, you'll see how a proper clear coat application transforms this metallic silver into a showroom-worthy shine. Let's get into it. And before we even pick up the spray gun, let me remind you, clear coat has a personality of its own. If you treat it with respect, it will flow smoothly and give you that deep, glossy finish we all love. But rush it or get too heavy on the trigger, and suddenly you're babysitting runs, drips, and orange peel like they're your new best friends. Trust me, you don't want that kind of friendship. So patience is key, control is key, and a steady hand will always win the game. Now with the car prepped and ready, let's move forward and start laying down that first coat the right way. And here it is, the final result. Just look at that mirror finish on this Mercedes-Benz C200. The metallic silver is glowing, the reflections are sharp, and this is exactly what a proper clear coat application should look like. If you like results like this, stick around, because I'm going to show you step by step exactly how we achieved it, so you can get the same glossy finish on your own projects. All right, so before we even think about touching the spray gun, we've got to make sure this surface is spotless. I'm using a clean microfiber cloth. And yes, any good community microfiber cloth will do, as long as it's clean and free of lint. This little guy right here might not look fancy, but it's one of the most important tools in the painting process. The goal here is simple. Remove every bit of dust, fingerprints, or overspray that might have settled while masking or prepping. Even the smallest speck of dust can ruin that perfect mirror finish once the clear coat goes on. So take your time, work panel by panel, and use light pressure. We're not polishing yet, just cleaning. And here's the funny part. No matter how careful you are, the dust always finds its way back. It's like it has its own mission. So if you see a few specks, don't panic. Just go over them again with the cloth. Trust me, patience here pays off big when you see that glossy finish later on. So keep your microfiber folded clean, flip it often, and make sure you don't drop it on the floor. Because if you do, it's no longer your friend. This step might look simple, but it's what separates a clean, professional clear coat from a dusty disaster. Now for the final touch, I like to use a slightly moist microfiber cloth. Not dripping wet, just a little damp. This helps catch any last bits of dust that might be clinging to the surface and gives the panels that clean, tack-free look before spraying. Think of it as giving the car a quick facial before the clear coat makeover. Once everything's wiped down and spotless, we're officially ready to lay that clear and make the silver shine. So here's where we are right now. The base coat is already down, and I've got to say, it's looking beautiful. We applied it off camera to keep things moving, but I still want to walk you through what's happening here. This metallic silver base is what gives the car that deep, rich tone once the clear coat goes on. You can already see those tiny metallic flakes starting to pop under the light. That's the magic of a good base. Now, applying base coat is all about consistency, even coverage, smooth overlaps, and proper flash time between coats. If you go too heavy, you risk mottling or uneven color. Too light, and you lose that depth. It's all about balance, patience, and good control with the spray gun. And here's the fun part. No matter how perfect your base looks right now, don't fall in love with it just yet. Because once the clear coat goes on, That's when the real transformation happens. So for now, just enjoy that even, silky silver finish, and let's get ready for the next step. All right, here we go. First coat of clear. This is where things start to get exciting. Up until now, it's been all prep and patience. But this is the moment that brings the car to life. I'm spraying at around 30 psi, using a 1.3 tip, keeping the gun about 6 inches away from the panel. The key here is control. Smooth, even passes, 50% overlap, no rushing. The goal is to lay down a light to medium coat, not to soak the panel. Remember, the first coat is like the foundation of a house. You don't need to make it shiny right away, just even and consistent. This coat helps the next one grip better, and it's what gives you that deep, wet gloss later. If you go too heavy on this one, trust me, you'll be chasing runs like you're in a marathon. Keep it calm, steady, and professional. Now look closely as the clear starts to settle. That's the magic moment. You'll see it go from dull to wet looking, almost like glass forming right in front of you. That's exactly what you want. Don't be tempted to overspray the spots that look a bit dry. Let it flow and level naturally. And hey, if you're watching this thinking, I could never get it that smooth, don't worry. Everyone starts somewhere. The trick is practice, patience, and a bit of rhythm. Think of it like dancing with the gun. Smooth moves only. Once this first coat flashes off, that's when we'll lay the second one to really bring out the gloss. Stick around. It only gets better from here. All right, now we're letting that first coat flash off. This is the part where patience really pays off. Flash time simply means letting the solvents evaporate so the next coat can stick properly without trapping anything underneath. Usually it takes around 10 to 15 minutes depending on your temperature, airflow, and the type of clear you're using. You'll notice the surface go from super wet and glossy to just slightly dull. That's your sign that it's ready. Don't rush this step because if you spray the next coat too soon, you can trap solvents and end up with cloudy spots or solvent pop later. And we don't want your clear coat looking like bubble wrap, right? So while we wait, I like to walk around the car, check my lighting, and make sure everything's still clean. It's also the perfect time to give your spray gun a quick wipe or a sip of water. Not from the same cup, obviously. Once the clear's flashed evenly across all panels, we're good to go for that second coat. And that's when the real shine comes alive. All right, time for the second coat. This is where the magic happens. The first coat gave us coverage, but this one brings out that deep, wet gloss everyone loves. I'm keeping the same distance, same overlap, around 50%, but I'm laying it on just a little wetter this time. You want the clear to flow out smoothly without overloading it. Watch how that metallic silver starts to pop now. The reflections sharpen, and the whole car begins to glow under the lights. That's the clear coat leveling itself perfectly. If you see a dry spot, don't panic. Just keep your passes even and let the clear do the work. Remember, confidence in your hand shows in your finish. So stay steady, keep that rhythm, not too fast, not too slow, and before you know it, you've got that mirror shine staring right back at you. Now we're letting the second coat flash off. At this stage, the clear is already starting to level beautifully, and that deep gloss is really showing. I'm giving it about 10 to 15 minutes again, just to let the solvents breathe out before we decide if it needs a final pass or we're ready to cure. This step might look like waiting, and well, it is, but it's also where the clear coat does most of the self-leveling work. So don't rush it. Let the chemistry do its thing. Grab a coffee, stretch your back, and just admire that shine. It's already looking factory fresh. All right, now we're moving on to the third coat of clear. This one isn't always necessary, but on a high-end job like this Mercedes-Benz C200, it's worth it. The third coat adds extra depth, durability, and that glass-like reflection that separates a good finish from a professional one. Now I'm keeping the same spray gun setup, around 30 psi, 1.3 tip, but this time I'm focusing on flow and control. You want to lay it wet, but not drowning wet. Think of it like icing a cake, smooth and consistent, not dripping all over the place. Every pass should overlap about 50%, steady movement, and don't stop mid-panel. As I move along the car, you can see how the light starts to bounce back. That's the clear coat leveling perfectly. The silver metallic underneath just wakes up under the lights, and that's the beauty of a well-layered clear. You're not just adding shine, you're adding protection and depth that lasts. Now, if you're at home and thinking, do I really need 3 coats? Well, that depends on what you're after. If you want that show car gloss, the kind that makes people stop and stare, then yes, that 3rd coat is your best friend. Just make sure your flash times between coats are right. You don't want to trap solvents under all that beauty. And one more thing, don't chase perfection while spraying. Let the clear do the work. It will flow, level, and smooth out naturally if you've done your prep right. So relax, breathe, and enjoy this moment. This is where all the hard work pays off. Look at that reflection. That's what I call pure satisfaction. Now that the 3rd coat is down, it's time to let it flash off. This is where patience really pays. The solvents need to evaporate so the clear can level perfectly and give that mirror-like finish. Usually 10 to 15 minutes does the trick, depending on temperature and airflow. You'll see the panels go from wet and glossy to a slightly dull, tack-free surface. That's your signal it's ready for polishing or curing. Think of this stage like letting a fine wine breathe. Give it time, and it's going to look spectacular. Grab a coffee, stretch your arms, and admire that shine forming. Your hard work is finally starting to pay off.